This is my internet usage program, and as you can see up here on top, I am using the pandas library, and I'll skip ahead, skip over these functions so I can come back to them as we use them in the program. This line of code here, we're reading our CSV file that's saved in the same folder as our internet usage file, program file. So here we're reading that information in and storing it into this data variable. Then as we go down, we're using that data variable as the data in our data frame. Next line over, we're increasing the index of what is normally in our data frame. Since it starts at 0, we're trying to make it start at 1 because there's no such thing as 0 number, a 0 value for a row in real life. So then we're going to our while loop. So while we are researching our data set here, we're going to get the options value by calling this show options function. And what it does is it has its own while loop, so it prompts the user to enter one of these options so that we can use it to figure out how we're going to use our data set. So just real quick here, as you can read here, 1 is for the country area, 2 by users, 3 by population, 4 by population rank, 5 by percentage of users, 6 by internet users rank, and 7 just displaying some information about the data set. And then of course Q to exit the program. So here we're inputting our user input, and we're making sure that if it is a letter input, that it is equal to Q, because that is our only letter option, and then if it is equal to a number, that it is between our 1 and 7 options, and anything else would have an error. So coming back down, you can see that if the option is not Q, so if it is Q, it'll skip over everything and just quit, display a message, and exit out of the loop. But if it is not, and let's just go over option 7 first. If it is option 7, we're going to display our information and then go back to our options, getting our option. If it is not equal to 7, we're going to call our getAmount function, and this function has its while loop, making sure that a user inputs the correct number of rows that they would like to see. So the number would be between 1 and 215, and that's how many how many rows are in our data set. Anything else is going to prompt an invalid number message, and so we return that back, and then we call our getDirection function, and here another while loop to make sure that the user is entering the correct information. We want to know if they want to see it in ascending or descending order, and again making sure that it is a 1-letter input, either A or D for ascending or descending. Anything else is an invalid message output. So then going back here, we can see that all these options have their their own call, so they can display correctly. And here we'll just look at the first one. Here we're saying our data frame to sort the values by whatever our option was. So this one would be our country or area, and then we're making sure that ascending is this direction input that we got from the user. So again, If it's ascending, direction is going to be true, and if it's descending, direction is going to be false. So this ascending is either going to be true or false, and then the head portion here is just is limiting how many values are going to be displayed, or how many rows are going to be displayed. So if we run this now, we can see that it's running right. Let's just go ahead and answer our question that we had before. So we have first question here: which country has the most internet users? So let's go and say option 2, and we just want the first top 10, the top 10 in ascending order. So we can see that, and if I make this a bit bigger, that our value here, actually let's restart that. I think there's an error going on right now just because I stretched the screen. So 2 again, top 10 in ascending order, and we can see that we get these numbers here. And now I could not figure out how to make this filter it correctly, but it's actually a pandas library thing. I could not figure that out. So on to our next question. Are you let's find out how countries rank based on internet users. So internet users rank. So let's go and say number 6, top 10 again, in ascending order, and we can see that, oh boy, so this is another thing that pandas library does, but either way you can see that our Andorra is number 1, and based on how much population uses internet in that country. And that's the program. And just to make sure that everything else works, we'll do descending order. You can see that this is going from the most down, and again, I could not fix this pandas mistake. I will have to work on that later. Show the information. There we can see some facts about the dataset, and then we can quit. So thank you.